Good morning. Thank you for joining us here on Goose Got Your Entertainment. I'm your host, Marquez Goode, and alongside me is my insider slash reporter, Marcus Ojalayo. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank
He's helping me keep things good this morning, as you would see. But let's get right to it, to the good news. I've been holding you all day long, and I know you've been waiting for this good opportunity to get a hold to you. But let me tell you this: the Saints and the Rams are in New Orleans today, folks. And don't even forget that I got a voting poll up, and y'all can go vote. A Goose Got Your Entertainment. A Goose Got Your Entertainment. But let me tell you this: Rams and Saints. Rams today will be traveling New Orleans for the second time this season. In fact, they lost their last matchup. Was in Week 8, where the Saints looked unstoppable, cruised past that questionable Rams offense and defense that I mentioned. I've never been sold. But we remember the cell phone celebration that made the league overnight. The stunning fact is either defense showed up due to that 35-45 matchup, and that was a high-scoring offensive game. And the stats look great. Jared Goff, 28 of 40, 391 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Meanwhile, Drew Brees, 25 of 36, 346, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. But that bad running game, folks. Todd Gurley, 13 carries, 68 yards, a touchdown. Alvin Kamara, 19 carries, 82 yards, 2 touchdowns. That running game for this game was detrimental. Therefore, a blast from the past, 9 weeks to be exact. Things changed. So now we're looking at today's matchup. The Saints' offense have grown slower. And after week, the first 3 quarters have been a little sluggish for the Saints. And you could see it from the Cowboys matchup when they started off slow and they got beat by the Dallas Cowboys. On the other side, that could be very dangerous if you have a high-powered offense like the Rams that could go down the field, and that dangerous defense with Aaron Darnold and Kadamaka Sue and Brockers. To say the least, in order for the Saints to come out with a victory today, they will have to shut down Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley is a force to be reckoned with. On the other hand, in order for the Rams to win today, they would have to keep Brees and company to that ugly start that they have been having such this far. But my reporter, I got some questions for you, Marcus. Do you think the Saints will have that sluggish start in today's matchup?
Well, I would say it all depends. It all depends because looking at week 8 and looking at now is changed tremendously. The reason I say it changed tremendously is because now you only had to deal with Todd Gurley. But let's not mention C.J. Anderson. That two running backs going at it. Todd Gurley, he's gaining some yards. But let's not forget he's also dealing with a knee injury, which could lead to a bigger problem. But on the other hand, C.J. Anderson, his groundwork of the running game was excellent in last week's matchup against the Eagles. So then looking at the other side, the Saints, they dealing with offensive line injuries that's banged up. Center, Max Unger. Defensive tackle, Sheldon Rankins on injured reserve. And that's when you question who's going to step up and pick up the pieces to the puzzle. But I do think at the end of the day, with the New Orleans Saints having that home field advantage, and you know how it is in New Orleans. The crowd gets antsy, the crowd gets loud, amped up. It could be a favor for the Saints today. I say the Saints win against the Rams 31-27.
All right. Well, you know what I'm going with? I'm going with the Saints because I've never been sold on the Rams all year long. I'm still not sold on. And that offense of the Rams is still very young with their coaching staff. And however, they're playing against a seasoned team with Drew Brees and company. And then I tell you, they're in New Orleans for once. But let me tell you this. one last thing. I think the Saints going to win. They're going to be worthy in the Super Bowl. I've never been sold on the Rams. Cam Taylor came in a few minutes ago. He told me he won't. He was not able to make it today, but he is indeed going with the Saints today in this matchup. But let's go to the Patriots and the Chiefs game. The Patriots storm into Arrowhead with the knowledge that they skimmed past the Chiefs in Foxborough in Week 6, where the Chiefs lost 43-40, in which Patrick Mahomes arguably outplayed Tom Brady in this matchup. Patrick Mahomes, 23 of 36, 352 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But Tom Brady, meanwhile, he had 24 of 35, 340 with one touchdown. The major difference, folks, guess what? It's that doggone running game. And this possibly saved the Patriots. Kareem Hunt, which is no longer with the Chiefs anymore, 10 carries, 80 yards. But Sony Mitchell, 24 carries, 106 yards with 2 touchdowns. Not one, but 2. Look at how the difference of the run game happened in these games. If you watch today, you'll see it today. If you don't, please come back to me because I got a lot to tell you about that. But meanwhile, this week's matchup will be different between these two. Let me tell you something, because Brady looks as if he's declining. Rob Gronkowski looks as he already exited the door. And did I mention Josh Gordon is gone for mental evaluation? So that's a couple of players. That's key players right there that's already on the low decreasing era. Are their era over? Is their time up? I couldn't tell you until the day. But it looks that the Patriots still managed to win games in the playoffs. With all their injuries and all their questionable stuff that's happening in the organization right now, they're actually coming out pretty successful. And we don't want to say it's the refs. But let me tell you this, that I think the Chiefs, on the other hand, look unstoppable against the red-hot Colts. And the shocking fact is the Chiefs defense showed up for the first time all season and held Luck out of the end zone for most part of the game, only allowing 1 touchdown. Plus, sacking Luck 3 times. And they completely exposed that offensive line in the conditions that they had. Now, let me tell you this, too. On the other hand, the Chiefs offense played lights out Patrick Mahomes, 27-41. 278, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions last week. The major key to the Chiefs win, let me tell you, it's that run game, folks. Damian Williams, 25 carries, 129 yards, 1 touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 1 carry, 36 yards, a touchdown. You got Patrick Mahomes, 3 carries, 8 yards, a touchdown. Today's matchup is going to be remembered for the ages. I'm telling you, you got a young, talented quarterback, a young, humble quarterback, and Patrick Mahomes. And last week I said he was going to lose. Indeed, I did say that. But this young quarterback is humble. He comes out to play each game. He don't take it for advantage. He take it that this is his, and he's going to get his championship. But today he faces Tom Brady, the GOAT. Regardless of their cheating schemes and stuff they had in their past, you got to give Brady his credit. And he is a bad man. I normally don't say that, but just Aaron Rodgers. But that's the other 12. And that's double 12. But let me tell you, it's a winner take all to rep the AFC in the championship. Rep the AFC in the Super Bowl, pardon me. Today, honestly, I like Patrick Mahomes, and I like his offense and his team and Andy. But he will not get it done today against Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. I cannot see it happen because his defense had that one night out, and they had that all-nighter, and that's it. That defense is very suspect. If they don't come out to play today, it's going to be very ugly. It's going to be a high-scoring game. It could be a Rams and Chiefs matchup like they did early this year, and it was 54-51. But it's going to be an ugly game for the Chiefs if they don't get a head start on that offense of the Patriots. How do you think – now, question to you, Marcus. How do you think Tom Brady's going to show out today? Bill Belichick's a smart coach. They got a smart defensive line coach. The defense of the Patriots is not the best. Don't get me wrong. They're not the best. They're not. Bill Belichick. That's a bad coach. And that whole entire team gels together in moments like this. Brady is the GOAT. We've seen him do many things. We've seen him in the Super Bowl playing against the Falcons. We've seen him make comebacks. We've seen him going with injury and then come off, and the team still does manage to get to the playoffs. We have some questions. Could they win a road game in Arrowhead, which we know Arrowhead is kind of the hard place to play in? But we've seen not only the Ravens, we've seen the Chargers, we've seen other teams go into Arrowhead and battle it out. They may not have came out for win, but the game was 3 to 7 points. It was not a far distance game, and Arrowhead is a tough place to play because it's loud, it's cold, and did I mention you got Patrick Mahomes? But he go down today. And I like Patrick Mahomes. I honestly would get a jersey of Patrick Mahomes. And I'm a Packers fan, but I just think he's going to lose today because of his defense. His defense going to give up too much pass interference calls. Rob Gronkowski's going to should have a huge day, regardless of his injuries. But I think Patriots come out today. Cam Taylor thinks Patriots will come out today. And Marcus, who do you think is going to come out today?
I agree. The Patriots do come out today. Reason being is because it's Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. And we want to try and be the best. You got to beat the best. The punch that golden ticket to the Super Bowl. And I just don't see Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs doing that. I understand Patrick Mahomes is a humble quarterback. He's very talented. He can hit you with them side-on throws. He can hit you right arm, left arm. It doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, when you're going against Tom Brady and the Patriots, Gronkowski, Sonny Michel, let's not mention James White, Julian Edelman, Rob Gronkowski, that's a dynamic duo. And let's not mention Tom Brady is like 24-1 in the cold in like 30-degree or 40-degree weather. It shouldn't be a big issue on the Patriots. I feel like if they like controlled ball security and the defense step up, they could win this game. I got the Patriots win 35-31. It's going to be a close game.
We see it with the Patriots and Foxborough. They go and they play. You see how dangerous they are. You see how dangerous Arrowhead is. You see how dangerous New Orleans is. You see how dangerous Green Bay can be in the cold, in the frozen tundra. You see how dangerous the Ravens can be when they're in their prime in Baltimore. You see a lot of teams do their magic, especially the Cowboys. But we know when they get outside of that doggone tone, the Cowboys lose. Oh, I ain't done with the Cowboys yet. I got some more stuff for you. But let me ask my partner in crime. Do you think home field advantage matters in the playoffs? So we see it, Patriots going to Arrowhead today. And truly, believe it or not, this year's playoffs, 3 out of 8 games is a large percentage. The away team managed to secure a victory. And that means an Arrowhead, and that means the Patriots going on the road and stuff like that. You see all this stuff happening mixed up. Most of the teams came out fortunate at the home. Most majority of them came out and won the day.
I honestly think it's like 50-50 to be exact. The reason I say it's 50-50 is because you're dealing with like top-notch teams who is like known for home field advantage, who is known to win games, like the Chiefs, the Patriots, the Ravens, the Saints. I mean, you name it. And also the Seahawks when they like goes into the playoffs and like wins games and hope and carry that team to the Super Bowl. That like look at that year with Green Bay and Seattle going at it. This was when the Legion of Boom became a conglomerate duo. And so like winning and like having that home field advantage, it brings energy to your team when the crowd, as I said before, gets amped up, gets loud, rely on you to make big play or come down to that big play. Like for example, my Ravens, when it came down to that last minute play when Baker Mayfield threw that pick, when CJ Mosley caught it, that really brought us home. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be AFC North champions right now. We wouldn't have been division champs. So I think it does matter 50-50.
Okay. Well, I know that's part of that. I got some more information. Cowboys, I'm on you still. I'm still on you. And it's even y'all at home. I'm gonna stay on you for the whole entire year. But y'all are thinking about bumping up your backup quarterback, Kellen Moore, if I said it right, to be a quarterback coach. How dumb could you be? But I'm gonna let y'all have that. Because y'all keeping trash. And guess what? Your season's gonna be trash. And then you figure out why you ain't won a Super Bowl since '96. I'm not gonna go on you too much. Jim Kelly, cancer free. That's a great motion. I do like that indeed. But another question. Despite the Eagles' dreams to the Super Bowl was cut short this year, I had this on my voting polls, and then one part said to do this and one said this. Who do you think they should keep? Carson Wentz has been injured. He's expected to be back in April. Or the Super Bowl MVP that y'all just gave $1 million incentive to, that it wasn't his fault to lose that game because Alshon Jeffrey playing with a damn rib injury. Who do you think you should keep? Wentz or Foles?
Well, my personal opinion, I feel like you should still keep Wentz in. I know he's been dealing with a lot of injuries and a lot of suffering as far as trying to carry this team on. But I feel like you should keep Wentz in. He's let's not to mention he's still young. He still got some experience. He carried the team halfway. But if you want to be that better quarterback, if you want to do that.
But Carson Wentz is injured. I mean, he's injury prone now.
Now, not taking away Nick Foles' capability and what he brings to the table, not taking that away. But I do think you should at least start Carson Wentz. Now,
for what? Carson Wentz injured.
Now, if he mess up, then that's when you can question Nick Foles becoming the starter the remaining of the season.
But Carson Wentz been injured all these years, and now you got Nick Foles that's carrying you to the playoffs and getting you there. Well, he didn't get you there this year. Well, he got you there the other year, and then he got you here. He put you close there, but he can't win all the games, and your receiver can't catch the damn ball.
And that's also another thing. The wide receivers, they do need to catch the ball more. I know. Looking at that game against the Eagles and the Saints, Alshon Jeffrey, it wasn't really Nick Foles' fault. It was really Alshon Jeffrey's fault. Because look at it, Nick Foles, he threw a perfect pass to Alshon Jeffrey, but it just came up short like that. Now, I know everybody makes mistakes, but when it comes down to an important play, that's when you should be able to capitalize at any given time, at any means necessary.
It's the damn Eagles. They ain't gonna capitalize on nothing. They got lucky for one Super Bowl. They thank God they got that. But
that Philly special.
I don't care about the Philly special. That's a doggone sub in Philadelphia. Congratulations. But Jalen Hurts transferred to the Sooners. The Ravens, meanwhile, are in a contract clause with their head coach and extensions. But then I want to shout out Virginia State University. But then I don't want to just shout out VSU, but I want to shout out the Lady Panthers of Virginia Union University that took the trophy home. And I met some great people while I was in the NPC from Union, and I got to talk to some brotherly love, but not in Philadelphia, but here at the HBCUs because we do it best. But indeed, My last thing though today to conclude this podcast very much is that remember tomorrow is Dr. Martin Luther King's day, in which Dr. King was an important civil rights activist which led a movement to end segregation or contain segregation in America. His famous speech that rocked America as we know it, I Have a Dream speech, that he in quote said that my four little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. And from myself, the owner of Goose Got Your Entertainment, and my staff of Goose Got Your Entertainment would like to say thank you, Dr. King.
Yes.
For your courage that you carried us through and your dedication for this great country that we stand a part of and we take pride in. Because without you, we don't know what would have happened through them years of trouble and how you impacted our future and you allowed people like myself to end up doing what we do best because of you taking a stance in America, the problems that we face. But that's a wrap for Goose Got Your Entertainment. And we would especially like to thank you all for tuning in. And we hope you take a whole day out and celebrate Martin Luther King's dream that we one day will be set free. And we have made that truthfully to the best of our abilities. But for myself, Marcus Ojalayo, and Cameron Taylor, we say be blessed and definitely say the rest. But for now, peace out.